Who's a good boy? Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah. Yes, and there's a tit. It's my feral cat, Sylvester. Hey, buddy. Are you so feral? Has Lady been working with you? Yeah. Yeah. He's a good boy.
How much screen time?
Do you let your children have?
How much screen time should we let our kittens have? Because we've never raised kittens, so we're not sure.
It's grabbing the phone. It's trying to get him behind the phone. Look, it's right here. You get it right there. You get it right there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Kitty?
Get it.
What are we doing, Mr. Barry?
We're shopping for stuff at Walmart. I don't know what else.
Is this our daily Walmart run?
Yeah, pretty much.
And do we have a list, or are we just like trying to remember what we need?
We're trying to remember, which is why we come daily, because we always forget.
Because that's why we have 32 trips a week to Walmart.
But we also have to come like daily to get kitty litter.
Yeah.
Because we got so many dang cats.
Nobody will ever adopt a cat. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Where are we?
Home Hardware.
Again.
Yeah, Home Hardware and Walmart. I mean,
Yeah, I
we keeping those businesses going?
We are. I realized something.
What's that?
I think that we have turned into glorified errand runners for the people working at the house. I mean, we're also working at the house, but I feel like we spend like 9/10 of our time running and picking up something for.
Well, we work for the people that work for us.
Yeah, that's true.
And for the kittens.
Well, that's true.
They're also our boss.
Full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the realization I came to while you were inside. Picking up 10 gallons of primer.
Yeah.
For
the lady?
The exterior of Hope Farm.
For
that little
exterior.
Eddie will use, yes.
Yes, I'm excited to get
I
that
know.
up, man.
So,
it's coming along, man. We're going to have this thing painted in
it's going to look like a house. We've got to get those windows in. That kitchen window especially. Because then it'll look like a house, home, house, home.
Home, house, home?
Home, house, home. Does anybody get that reference? If you do, you win.
Big new things happening in Natchez, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Very exciting things.
Do I sound way too excited?
Right behind McDonald's and County Pie.
Let me tell them what it is.
What is it, like?
It's a Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Our friend Jimmy Ray is investing in this property that used to be, I don't know why I'm looking at the road like I got to drive.
Somebody's
used
gotta
to be
look at the
this
road.
terrible rundown shopping center, and now it's going to be a new, beautiful Hobby Lobby. I'm so excited. You don't even know. Christy sanding. That was nice and smooth. And there goes Kenny with the primer. There goes Nova, giving Kevin some sniffs.
See, this is just proof that you don't need to buy toys for kittens. Because this is the best time ever had with this toilet paper roll. And then you could just bite your brother or sister's tail, and that's fun too. Whoa!
Oh, no.
Score!
Oh no!
That was a dunk, I think. And then my foot got wet.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened.
The worst. My toy is now a boat. You got a workstation and everything.
I do. Can you believe this is going to be a formal dining room?
And this is the table we're going to put in there? Can you believe that?
However many months. We were saying September, but that's feeling less and less possible with the length of time that's going on for the HVAC man to get here. He's who we're waiting on. Everything's on hold till the HVAC man is here, right? Right?
Right.
You're participating in this,
Oh.
even though you're behind the camera.
I thought you were talking to them.
Well, I am, but also you. One of you lovely people asked me, okay, now that you've put wood hardener on the hole, what now? So I'm going to show you what now. Yet again, not a sponsored post, just a product we love. Although, again, I'm going to say it again, they really should sponsor us with how much of this stuff I'm probably selling. This is the Avatron wood epoxy. I like this wood filler better than any other wood filler on the market. Every other wood filler I've ever used does the same thing. First of all, they dry super fast. They dry way too quickly, which leads to cracking and separation from the substrate. This dries very slowly, so you have to be patient. It's gonna be several days before it can be sanded, but it really bonds with the substrate, and then once you sand it, it never fails. Right, Kevin?
Let's put a link to it in the description. You could buy it through our channel.
Yeah. So it's a 2-part epoxy. You should absolutely wear gloves when you're doing this. Not because it's caustic, but because it's sticky and it gets sticky on you and you have to wash it off with mineral spirits. But I have no gloves, and there are no gloves in the glove box.
Really?
So, really. And we were at Home Hardware and we should have purchased gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you want to get equal parts of the 2 materials. Now, this is expensive. I'm not going to lie. I think these 2 tubs were like $200, but it takes a remarkably small amount of this product. Like I'm making a ton because the hole is huge, but I always overmix. And I have had these same tubs since Melly, probably. So like 3 years. See, that's where I was mixing it to put the dye in it for Melly. So we've had it for a while, and it's about half gone. See?
The key is when you make way too much, use what you need and then find places for it to be used at other places. That's what we usually do.
You can't save it. It's not like you can save it. And then you play Play-Doh with it.
Yeah, we need some Play-Doh music.
You need to get a close-up of the Play-Doh. The Play-Doh's got to be mixed up super well.
That's not good Play-Doh.
You could just speed it up and put our working music in there. Well, that's appropriate.
Hope Circus.
Yes. Just keeps getting crazier.
Hold it once, twice.
I know, it's like,
8,
I feel like I'm
17,
making
24.
bread, only it will
36.
be much less delicious. 48, I see my brain's doing that. 48, 60, 72. All right, when you're all mixed up, it feels like when it's all mixed up and it's properly mixed, you know that play foam? Did you ever play with that with Audrey?
Huh?
It's not slime and it's not Play-Doh, but
Yeah,
it's like
but it's
that.
got like little pieces of styrofoam in it.
No, it's impossible to describe unless you've touched it. It's like it always feels cool, and I don't think it's foam, but it's like a play sand stuff. That's what this feels like. Anyway, come with me. We'll fill the hole. You can see this still looks shiny. This is where we put our wood hardener the other day, but it is completely dry. Not sticky at all. That's what you want to be sure of, is that it's not sticky to the touch at all before you start putting in your epoxy. And we're literally just going to cram it in the hole, making sure that we're sealing up anywhere that might be exposing that interior to the elements once we're done. It's not going to look pretty for a long time, so just prepare yourself for that.
You squish it all in and then you smooth it out kind of, and then you sand it down.
Yep. But it'll be days and days and days before we can sand it down, because we're putting so much product in here.
Yeah. It already looks better.
Yeah, right?
Look, practically done.
Practically perfect.
You may use all of it though,
I was
huh?
gonna say this may be the first time in living memory that I have actually used all of my epoxy, and I'm gonna have to make some more, I think, because I've got more spots. You do want to get it as flat as possible when you're putting it in. I'll come back over this with a trowel here in a second, because once it's dry, it's a booger to sand. It's meant to be a solid, strong, tough material. It's meant to last forever. And so you want to get it as smooth as you can after you apply it, so you don't have to fight it with the sander. I'm gonna have to make some more. Kevin.
Really?
Yes. This is a first. Now I wish I had all that left over that I had all those other times.
You got a little there.
Yeah.
It's pretty much best to put it in with your fingers though, isn't it?
It is.
You gotta squish it
Sure
in.
that there are people who use a trowel and are very professional.
Well,
But I want it. You know me, I don't like to wear gloves because I like to be able to feel what is happening.
but you can put it in all the grooves easier that way, and you smooth it out like you're doing with your thumb right there.
Yep.
You smooth it out better, prepare it for a trowel and then sanding.
I'm gonna have to make a little more.
Really?
Look at me.
Oh no.
Next time you come here for a Restoring Hope weekend, you might be eating dinner on this table.
On this table right
On
here.
this table, right here.
I hope not.
We used it for the last one.
That's true. And we want it all to angle out so that no water sits up on
Yes.
the lip. Which is what caused the problem in the first place.
Yes. Ah. Now, I could have, and probably should have, but I didn't make a little wooden piece to go under this for this all to sort of set on. And that would have cut down on how much putty I'm having to use. But it sticks one way, half dozen the other, really, because you're gonna have to do same number of steps.
And when we're making a lot of these repairs, you got to think, okay, well, yeah, wood is a lot cheaper than the wood epoxy is, but you've got to cut it and mold it and put it in place, and that's time.
Yeah.
And are we doing that, or are we paying someone to do that? I mean, it's all money one way or the other.
Yeah. It's money and time. Which one is more valuable?
Yeah.
And if I put it, this is never going to rot. This wood epoxy will not rot. If I crammed a piece of wood down there and there's any water or moisture that gets in there, it could rot. And then I've just got a big chunk of rotting wood down there that'll fall out. And then if I've relied on that for the epoxy to sit on, it pulls the epoxy out with it. This way, if I build it up with the epoxy, it's not going to rot. It's not going to fail. It's a little more product. I think in the long run, it's the better decision.
Yeah, and in these pieces, I mean, that is connected to that, is connected to that, and sometimes you can't get them out clean or put them in clean. So then you're taking the whole thing apart and putting it back together. I mean, it just becomes more trouble than it's worth.
That's what we want to avoid, especially in this window, because obviously this window sill is directly connected to this raised panel, decorative wood here in the dining room.
Doesn't look that decorative right now.
No, it does not look that decorative at all. That is,
Will.
we're going to go back to Arkansas and spend some time with our family. And when we get back from Arkansas, it is going to be hitting this dining room hard and heavy to get all of this woodwork stripped and these windows completely redone.
Yeah, get the windows done and interior and exterior of the windows, because we, you know, as you probably saw, we had to take out some of the window pockets that we completely cleaned up.
Yeah.
So we got to do that again, sand and paint.
I may wait on that, sweetheart. I was thinking about that the other day.
Just wait until you paint everything.
Until the drywall is in. because you know they're gonna scarf it up when they put that drywall in.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's probably as much as I'm gonna do. I don't know, I may need to make a little more and put it right there. I don't want that dip. I don't want that hole.
See if I can see the dip.
There's a little dip right there. There's a little bit of a dip right there. And I don't want to watch you dip.
A little bit more, maybe.
A little bit more.
All the sculpting comes in handy.
Yeah. My intensive conservation is art.
That's a good point. Have any interesting facts to tell the people while they
watch this
watch this?
incredibly boring content? I have no interesting facts. Do you have any interesting facts? Can you think of interesting facts?
No.
Dang.
Human head weighs 8 pounds. Is that the go-to? So here is our after. And it's gonna look like this until we get a sander after it, which may be in a week. So it's gonna be like a cliffhanger between seasons because we're going back to Arkansas and we're not gonna be able to sand this until we get back. So stay tuned. We got all the posts set and Eddie's run a string line so that we can see, you can't really see it in the video, I'll get up close. So we can see where the top of our picket's gonna be. So we're doing pretty tall because we've got a dog that can jump. So our lowest point is right here, and that's about 4 feet right there. And we wanted at least 4 feet. So what we're gonna do, because we drop off over there, we're gonna go ahead and continue straight across. So it's gonna get taller down here, but when you get to the gate down here, so you can see it's getting pretty tall. It's 5 feet or so here. So you can see here, I'm 6'4", it's about 5 feet right there. But at this gate, we're gonna take the pickets and go under a little half moon there. So that will lower that and give you better eyesight. So that's it. Gate there. We've got 3 gates on this thing. And a gate over there that goes around the side of the house. And they're putting up so that board will be the top rail basically, and then we'll have another bottom rail, and then we're going to start putting our pickets in. So hopefully he'll send us, because we're leaving tomorrow to go to Arkansas, hopefully they'll be sending us some video so we can see the progress of our fence, and then we'll come back with some crazy dogs and see if they can jump over it. Y'all, I'm gonna get in close, see if you can see this. Look at that. So they're priming the sanded parts because they got the scaffolding up there. It's already up, which makes sense. So they still have more scraping to do, as you can see at this, but they'll scrape it and then prime it, and then it'll look as beautiful as this. Look at that, I love it. What you got there, jungle girl?
Weeds.
Just walking around with your bouquet of weeds.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the new looking.
I think it's gorgeous. I mean,
Bridal.
you know,
Florals.
there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm going for that woodsy
Yeah.
flower forest sprite wedding.
I like it. I like it. If you want to have your wedding at Hope Farm, let us know.
We will get you Your florals.
Yes. Look at that. Beautiful.
Authentic.
Beautiful. Throw some honeysuckle in there. It'll smell so good, and then you throw it over your shoulder, and somebody will catch it. And
Now I gotta figure out what to do with it.
I know the woods is always a good option. Is there any
Take the woods
is there
to
any
the
poison ivy in there? We hope not.
No, I know better than that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go find something to do with it now. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Look at that. How pretty is this? Look at this. What's that? What's that? Flower, flower, flower. I can name them all. I'm good at this. I missed the flower. Look at this one. Look at that. Flower. See?
You want to know what my favorite thing is?
Tell me. When your husband names flowers?
No, that is my favorite thing.
Okay.
My favorite thing is when we're trying to rebuild a burned down house.
And the weeds are trying to stop us?
Well, and the weeds are in the way. But then everybody's like, and when are you going to do the garden?
Uh-huh.
What about the garden? What about the garden? The garden. What about the garden?
Yeah. Y'all, the garden comes after.
Let me move into my house first. And then I will show you a garden like you have never seen. Like you have yet to imagine. But let me be sleeping in my house first.
Y'all, we're going to have a pretty courtyard.
Yes, we are. We're gonna have a beautiful
After
yard.
we're done with Hope Farm, I know so many of you are just like, what will happen to our lives?
What happened? We have years of gardening.
We'll
to
have
do.
so much to show you. I mean, if you like
So
any
much.
kind of foliage at all, or hardscapes, which I actually love.
I don't believe for 1 second you're going to do hardscapes.
Shoot, girl, I built a whole chapel one time.
You did. You did. You did. Build a whole chapel.
Probably build one out of stone this time.
Well, okay, I want to see that.
Well, probably not, but some serious machines in there, huh?
Yeah. The workshop. Not our workshop.
No,
So
this
we don't
is
touch
John's
anything.
stuff. Yeah, we stay away from it.
We come in and we look.
This is above my pay
but we
grade.
touch nothing. I don't want to get in trouble.
But there's the result. Got some windows coming. Maybe we can have some windows up when we get back. What do you think?
I doubt it. Of course, you could ask John if he could have some windows up when we get back.
One or two would be nice.
Well, we don't have them glazed. It's going to take a while to do that.
Oh yeah, we got to get them ready. Picking, 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 picking.
Look, it's addictive. You
This
missed-
one never has been
No.
sanded down.
Look at it. Look how easily. This is from the fire.
Yeah,
So the heat just lifted this paint.
just probably latex over the lime linseed, right?
For sure.
I almost said lime seed.
Lime seed paint. So we're using a new product this
Called
year.
lime seed.
Lime seed paint.
It's like you use Citrus Smart,
Yes.
and then you use lime seed.
Citrus strip.
Yeah, you know.
You know, Citrus Smart.
You know
with lime seed paint.
how I create new products on the fly like that.
Is that your $1 million idea?
Yeah, I've got
Citrus Smart
I've
lime
got a
seed
million dollar ideas. How much money do I have?
$0 million.
Wait.
According to people here in town, we're broke.
Well, we got this big old house.
We
So
have
that's something.
a number of big old houses
That's true.
for broke people.
Verbena.
Yeah, this is the leaf, not this. That. So we have a lot of heritage plantings around here that we just need to work around.
Well, I love the full growth that you get in these big plants, but something's got to be done. They're
Yeah.
a little crazy.
Well, they're infilled with a lot of like
Yeah.
that privet hedge is filled in with garbage trees.
Yeah.
So we got to clean up.
Oh, what was it? Oh no. What was it? What was the new word with the trees?
Deciduous?
No, it was like uninvited or something. What was it? Who told us that? I can't remember
Volunteer
anything.
trees.
Volunteer trees.
I knew that where you just didn't know.
Huh?
They just come up on their own. They're volunteer
Yeah,
trees.
volunteer trees.
Yeah. But I like uninvited.
It
They're
looks
absolutely
they are
uninvited.
uninvited. It looks like it's fall down there, but that's just the sun hitting those.
But what's funny is, so this is the same thing as that.
What's the same thing as what?
So this was
Oh.
the same thing as that.
Yeah.
And last year we had a kid come in and he was cleaning up some stuff and he left the weed tree, volunteer tree, and cut back all of what we're supposed to have.
Oh my
so we just have this tiny little bit coming up of the hibiscus. But it's okay. We can cut all this back and the hibiscus will come back.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite plants.
The hibiscus.
Yeah, because
Hibiscus.
Yep, that's right.
Here we have the delicacy kitten burrito with the clean laundry on the couch. And somebody curled right up in it.
Kitten burrito.
Kitten burrito. No, don't eat the kittens. How precious is that?